Hello and welcome to another Paula Armstrong ceramics. So this video is a little bit different and I'm a bit excited for this one because I have been sent my first product to review, and I've been sent from JDiction a ResinCrete set. Now I have to say, when they first approached me I was a little bit unsure about this one because it's like, what does resin have to do with clay? What can I do with this? But after a little while I got to thinking I could make some really cool stamps and tools and things out of the resin that I could then use for my clay. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I hope you enjoy and we'll see how it turns out, because I've never used resin before. Okay, so we're going to start with the unboxing part of this. I haven't opened this yet, so you're seeing this the first time, the same as I am. And they tell me for this kit, JDiction say that it's very easy to use, which I really hope it is, considering it's the first time I've tried doing anything with resin. They also say that it's eco-friendly and safe because it's made of mineral extracts and then mixed with water. So again, we'll find out as we go along how that feels. And then it should give me a smooth and a durable finish, which when we're working with clay it'll be useful. I know I've got some letters stamps that I use in the studio that are resin, and they've lasted me for many years now, so I'm hoping that this will do the same thing. So the stamps and the tools that I make from this should last me a little while. So let's get started. So let's see what we have in the box to begin with. Ooh, okay, looks like I've got some colours in here as well. Ooh, and some moulds. Okay, well, there's a heart, a flower shape, and looks like a cute little tray kind of thing, or I'm not sure what that is, but I won't be using those, so I'm going to make my own molds for this from clay. That's the idea, so that I can make custom pieces. So we then have the actual ResinCrete, which is powder, in here. I'm assuming it's powder, as it's got to be mixed with water, not already liquid. So a measure scoop, some colour. I didn't realise I had colour with this. I thought I was just sticking with white, but I can do some colour if I want. Again, I don't know whether I'll use that or not. We'll see. I might have a bit of fun and turn some of them different colours. I've got some cups that have measures on them that I suspect are going to be very useful. A blade, spatula thing. Ooh, and then we have some silicon carbide abrasive paper, so sanding paper. Looks like it's wet dry. Sanding paper, I'm assuming to finish off whatever we make, if we get any edges and things as it goes through corners and things that I don't seal up quite so well as I should in the clay when I'm making the molds to fill. So here we go then. Okay, I've got an idea for 4 different kinds of stamps that I'm going to try and see how they work. I'm going to start with a base that I'm going to stamp into, remembering that whatever I stamp in here is going to be the impression that I get left in the clay from the tool. So everything that I'm stamping in needs to be the right way round for this one. So I decided I'd start by making my logo, so my little PA stamp So I'm just going to use some letter stamps that I have in the studio and put my PA together, and then I'm going to make a bit to go around that so that I have a bit of a handle up for the stamp. So my next one, similarly simple I think, in that I'm going to use some star cutters that I have, and while I can press the two into each other, into the clay anyway, so I can always make this, I've got this basically as a stamp. I thought I'd try doing one that was the two stars together. Ha! But that didn't work very well because I haven't got it lined up. Let's try that one again. Might do it the other way. Let's start with the small one first and see if I can line the big one up better. Apparently not. Ooh. There we go. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Let's try it and see. Okay, the next one, I've got a shell. And I quite like the idea of being able to press that in without worrying about breaking the shell. So because if I press that, there we go. There. And then the last one, I'm going to try a freehand design, although I think I'm going to go with dots. And actually I'm going to try to do it the other way for this one. So I'm going to stick onto the surface of the clay. It'll be interesting how this works because of the undercuts. I might have to blend these a little bit. Okay, so I now have my 4 base pieces, so I'm just going to roll some clay out and make some slabs to turn them into cylinders. so that I've got some handles for my stamps, and we'll see how we go from there. I don't want this too thin because it's got to be able to support the weight of the liquid, but equally I don't want it too thick because I'm not sure I'll be able to use the clay again. In fact, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to use the clay again afterwards, so I don't want to waste too much clay. Alright, these are not going to be very long handled pieces for stamps. So So I'm pressing down to join the clay together. I haven't used any slip or anything else for this one. So we'll see. I'll use slip on some of the others to see if that's a better way of joining the clay. I'm just joining the bottom on the outside by blending down. Make sure I've got a neatish circle at the bottom. I think I'm going to need my paintbrush again. Neaten this up. And just a bit of water. Smooth out. Being careful not to get rid of the stamp. There we go. I'm not worried about the handle part, so I'm not worried about how neat the upright part is, but I need that bottom where the stamp is to be nice and clean. Otherwise my stamp that I come up with the resin won't be. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for all the rest of the stamps now. Although on this one I'm going to try a bit of slip. Okay, so that's my 4 stamps to try and make with the ResinCrete. So now it's time to have some fun and mix them up. So the ResinCrete has the ratios on the back to work with. It has 2 different ratios. You've got 100 grams to 30 grams or 100 grams to 35 grams. So looks like you've got between 8 and 10 minutes working time, depending. And then the curing time is 20 minutes and 25 minutes. So it does say on everything that you've got 30 minutes before you can demold things for the cure time, which apparently is pretty quick. We do also have all the warnings here on the back of the packet. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything too bad here. The usual kind of things about keeping away from children, don't eat it, that kind of thing. So that all looks fine. So my next job now is to mix up the ResinCrete. Okay, so it's the exciting bits. We are 25 minutes from when I poured these two, the first two. So let's see. Ooh. Okay. Okay. All right. So I did have a bit of a mess on this edge here, but actually I think I might try the sandpaper and just sand that down around these edges so it's not quite so sharp. But outside of that, that looks like a really clear image to me. I'll have to, well, in fact, let's try it. Ready? Huh? Okay, I'm impressed. That looks really cool. It's really clear. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me see if I can get it. Is that focusing? How's that focusing? Can you see? That's actually a really clear print. I am actually really quite impressed with that. Huh. So here's hoping the others are as good. Let's have a look. Next one. So, which one was this one? Was this the shell? I think this is the shell. Let's see. Yes, it is the shell. Oh wow. Okay, got the same thing going on here. I think I might need to, if I do this again in future, what I think I will do is make the base and put a lip up before I do the press in part of it. Let's see if I, okay. Ready? that's another one that looks really nicely clear. Okay, so halfway through and I'm going with success at the moment. I need to give the other two another few minutes to harden off and cure, but so far I'm really impressed. This was really easy to use. It was really quick. It doesn't make a massive mess and it's easy to clear up. So I've got a sink with the trap underneath in the ceramic studio anyway. So the trap catches the minerals from this. It's water-based, so it can just clean with my sponges and everything that I use in the studio anyway. I'm liking this. Let's wait for the other two for a final verdict, but so far so good. While I'm waiting, I think I'm going to try the sandpaper on the edges of these two and see what happens. And the last two should now be done. Let's have a look. So this is the stars, which, to be fair, I don't think was a very good print in the first place. So it'll be interesting how this one works out. Oh, there's a bunch of clay stuck in this one, so I don't know how well this will work. Okay. All right. Let's see what we get. Well, that one's not quite so successful, but I think that was my original print that I was taking the mold off of. That was the problem. I think I need to be clearer on like the actual imprint that I'm making needs to be clearer. Where the two stars were together, there wasn't enough clarity between the two lines. So if I wanted to do that again, I think I would do a smaller central star that had an obvious gap between the two star shapes. Because I think that I've ended up with just a kind of messy single star from that one. So I think that one I'm going to say probably not, but that was on me. That was how I did the original one. All right, we're still doing well though, because that's still 2 out of 3. And for a first go with resin, this really is easy to use. I completely agree with that side of it. So right, let's have a look. Mind you, I haven't put any colour or anything in this. This is just the colour that it comes. Ooh, the clay stuck. All right, let's scoop out clay. All right, I'm going to clean this one up a bit before I try the stamp. So I'm just going to take it over to the sink and use a sponge and clean it up. And then we'll be back to test it out. Okay, let's try this one out. See what we get. Huh. Okay. I'm going to try it the other way as well. I'm going to try pressing it in, because I suspect that might work better. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. I've still got the issue of the edge on that, but actually I really like that. I think that could work well outside of a pot. Again, okay. All right then, that is 3 out of 4. Not bad going for the first try of using resin, I don't think. Okay, well, I really had fun with that one. It did pretty much what I was hoping it was going to do. I learned a bit about what I needed to do to make the stamps or the molds in the first place. A little bit better next time maybe. But it was really easy to use. It cured in the time that it said it would. It is hard. There's no bubbles. I haven't had any issues with bubbles. Let's see. It's nice and solid at this point, and yet I was still able to sand it down with the sanding paper that they sent with it to get rid of the sharp edges when I did that, and to smooth the surface of this one to get rid of a bit of the mess that I'd left when I was making the actual impression in the first place. So yes, I'm really impressed with this, and I still haven't used the silicone molds they sent or the colouring pigments. So this is just the basic ResinCrete mixture. It is a nice bright white still. The clay does colour it a little, so it does need a good clean. I have just cleaned these with sponge, so if you wanted to clean them off a bit better, I'm sure you could use a brush and go a bit more into it a bit, but as they're going to be used with clay, I didn't see the point. But yeah, it's nice and white. It's very opaque. I mean, there's no translucency to this at all. It's completely opaque. But for stamps, that's perfect for it. It feels nice, actually. It feels, where they say it's mineral based, so it doesn't feel like plastic. It actually feels quite similar to clay before it's glazed, which I like, obviously. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to continuing to play with this. I've got lots left. I've still got most of the bag. I think I might have used a quarter at best, probably not even that, to do this. So yeah, keep watching. I might be doing some more videos about making different kinds of tools with this. Yeah, I'm definitely making more stamps. Definitely. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like some slightly more in-depth tutorials or just access to more of them, then I have an online membership that has more in-depth videos and more videos of different project ideas, as well as looking at things like glazing and finishing, firing, all of that side of making in clay. If you'd like to check that out, you can check it on my website.